In this video, we're going to be checking out two brand new cases from PITAKA for the iPad Pro 13-inch. One is the MagEZ Case 2 and the other is the MagEZ Folio 2. If you like the way that your iPad feels without a case on it, then you're definitely going to want to go with the MagEZ Case 2. This case is compatible with the Apple Magic Keyboard as well as some of the other keyboards out there. It's got aramid fiber, it's super thin and light, and it's also magnetic. And then if you're looking for a little bit more protection for your iPad, we have the MagEZ Folio 2. Not only does this case magnetically hold onto your iPad, but it also has a cover that doubles as a kickstand. You can fold the cover into 4 different orientations. It also has a flap that protects your Apple Pencil as well, and it also works with the sleep-wake functions of your iPad. And these cases also have a secret transformer function that I'll show you later on in the video. So I'm going to go over all the features of each one of these cases, and I promise you by the end of this video, you'll know which one of these cases are right for you. And if you guys do want to pick either one of these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So the first case we're going to take a look at is the PITAKA MagEZ Case 2. Now, like I mentioned before, this case does have aramid fiber. It's super thin, very light. It also works with the Apple Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil Pro. So here is the case itself. That's pretty much it. So if we take a look at the back, you can see that aramid fiber. It's nice and smooth. It also does not show any fingerprints. The case is also super light. We also have a little groove here for your Apple Pencil so you can charge it right through the case. And again, it also does have a magnetic capability built in. The only thing with this case is it does not totally cover one side of your iPad. Not sure why they did that, but maybe that's so it's compatible with the Apple Magic Keyboard. But if we take our iPad, we'll place it into our case here. Just kind of clips on and you're all set. That is super thin. As you can see, the iPad is pretty much just as thin as it was before I even put the case on it. So that is really nice. Feels really nice and smooth on the back as well. And I can see how it doesn't cover this small portion on your iPad right here. If we take a look at our camera, we do have a raised edge around the camera as well. So it'll protect those lenses. On the side here, again, we have that groove for our Apple Pencil. We've got our volume buttons right here, which they don't stick out very much from the pad. And then we also have on the top our power button. We have cutouts for our speakers and our mics. Again, nothing on that side. And then the cutouts for our speakers and our charging port. So here I'll show you we can charge our Apple Pencil Pro. Just kind of stick this on the side here. And it does start to charge. As you can see, it is detecting the Apple Pencil Pro, and we're charging at about 20%. And it's got a pretty good, strong magnetic hold on there as well, so it pretty much stays on the iPad just as it did before we even put the case on it because it is so thin. This is definitely a really nice case, again, for people who want to maintain the slimness feel of their iPad, but still give it some protection. And then again, if you happen to have one of the Apple Magic Keyboards or even some of the other keyboards that have magnetic capabilities, you can still use this case. It just easily clips onto the back using those magnets. So again, definitely a really nice case. Feels really good in the hand, and it really feels like the iPad does not even have a case on it. Works perfectly with your Apple Pencil Pro, charges, no problems. And again, you can still use this with a Magic Keyboard if that's what you have. Now, if we take a look at the case from the side here, you can slightly see that there is a raised edge all the way around the front of the case. And I also do have a tempered glass screen protector on here. So if you happen to have a screen protector on here, there still will be a slight raised edge around the case itself. Now, not only does the aramid fiber on the back look and feel great, but it also has functionality. It is pretty strong. So if you happen to have this in your book bag or something like that, along with some other objects, and it happens to scratch up against the case, you don't have to really worry about this getting all scratched up. Now, it's not indestructible, but it will keep the scratches down, unlike some other cases. And the case is also on the iPad really good. It clips right onto the front of the screen, so you don't have to worry about the case just falling off your iPad. This case is also compatible with PITAKA's MagEZ case stand. And just something really cool to show you, I've got this little sheet here that shows you where exactly the magnets are on this pad. There they are in the middle, and then we have some at the top. And then I also have a MagSafe power bank here, which actually clips onto the back of the iPad stand itself. It doesn't charge the iPad, but it's just to show you that there are magnets in the back that actually have a pretty good hold on the iPad as well. And then here we have the PITAKA MagEZ Folio 2 case. Again, this does give your iPad more protection than the MagEZ Case 2. It does have a cover that kind of folds up into 4 different orientations for a kickstand use. And it's also got this cover here that protects your Apple Pencil Pro. This case is also held in place with magnets as well. So here is the case. On the back here, it's got kind of like how you fold it up into the 4 different modes that you can use it as a kickstand. Now this case is covered in a PU type leather, and on the inside it's got a kind of microfiber feel, so it keeps your iPad nice and scratch free. The other really nice thing about the flap here that keeps your Apple Pencil Pro in place is you can fold it back on the case itself. It'll stay in place just like that, or you can also fold it in so it doesn't get damaged either, and then you just kind of put your iPad right on top of it. So that's a pretty good idea. So we'll take our iPad, we'll put it in place. It clips right into place, and like I mentioned before, this is held in place with magnets, so you don't have to worry about your iPad just kind of falling out of the case. And again, you can kind of fold it over like this if you need. It is also nice and slim, as you can see. Adds some protection to the back and the front of your iPad. We have our exposed power button on the side, as well as our volume buttons there. The case also does protrude just a little bit out further than the iPad itself to help keep your iPad protected from bumps and scrapes. We've got our speakers on the bottom and our cutout for charging. And on the other side, we have that hinge to protect the other side of your iPad. So again, we can put our Apple Pencil Pro kind of connected onto the side, and then you just kind of fold this piece over. It clips into place with the magnet, and now your Apple Pencil Pro is charging and staying in place. And again, you can also fold it back on itself if you don't want that little flap over your Apple Pencil. And then again, this folds into 4 different type of orientations, so you can kind of use it as a kickstand. So we'll fold this over on itself. So there we have one where your iPad is kind of angled more towards your face, so you can maybe use it as a second screen, or if you're watching like YouTube or something like that, you can do that very easily. You can also kind of fold the stand just like this, and then you can stand your iPad up in a portrait mode in case you want to maybe take some Zoom calls or do something like that, or you just like the orientation. And you can also have the cover kind of like this to have your iPad more laying down. So if you're going to be using it for drawing or something like that, you can also do that as well. It's not totally angled towards your face, but it's laying down just enough to where you can easily, draw on your iPad or something like that, angled a little bit more than just laying flat. And as I mentioned before, this cover also works with the sleep-wake function of your iPad. So if we close the cover, it'll put your iPad to sleep, and then when we open it up, it wakes up your iPad. And if we take a look at the edge of the case, you can see that there is a slight raised edge around our camera lenses for protection there too. This is definitely a really nice case. It feels really good. Even though it's not real leather, it kind of feels like it. I really do like what they did with the little flap here that protects your Apple Pencil, because sometimes I don't want to use my Apple Pencil and I don't have it on here, but what do you do with the flap? I don't really care to have it lock my Folio, and I just kind of want it out of the way. So I like the fact that they give you the two options to either fold it back on itself, which really isn't the best option because then you have this flap showing on the back of your case, but you can also, again, kind of fold it inside. They made a little cutout for it. So if we put that down like that and then put our iPad on the cover, again, you can still utilize your iPad and not have that little flap in the way. Now, the one thing I ended up liking that I didn't think I was going to was the origami cover. Unlike the Apple Folio cover where you kind of have to fold it back on itself and make sure that it's in place so your iPad doesn't fall over, this one's very sturdy, and the origami just kind of happens to fold into place. And then you just kind of, use your iPad. You don't have to worry about it, not being in place because it can only go a few different ways. And it actually holds, I think, a lot better than the Apple Folio cover. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, these cases do have a transformer-like function. So if you happen to own both of these cases, you can actually combine them to use them together. So you can actually give your iPad 360-degree protection while still maintaining the use of a slim iPad case as well as the Folio when you want to use it. So all you need to do is take the MagEZ Case 2, put it on your iPad, and then we'll open up the MagEZ Folio 2, and we'll simply put this into place. It holds in magnetically, and then we can just close the cover up. And like I mentioned before, now your iPad is totally covered 360 degrees because we do have that kind of outer shell of the MagEZ Case 2 kind of coming up right up to the Folio 2. And as you can see, your iPad is still held in place really well with the magnets from the Folio 2 and the MagEZ Case 2. And then if you don't need the Folio cover, you can simply take out the MagEZ Case 2 case and still have your iPad protected around the sides and on the back, but still maintain that slimness of the iPad. That's something I would personally find useful for my iPad because most of the time I don't necessarily need a Folio cover, but I still would like some protection from my iPad. It's just that when I'm maybe on a plane or something like that, if you have the iPad inside of a book bag with other things, I would like the front and the back totally covered up. And for the airplanes, I would like a kickstand so I can, stand up my iPad. So you get the best of both worlds when you're using both of these cases. And then again, if you want to see where all the magnets are on the case, I've got this little paper here. You can see kind of where all the magnets are. It is pretty cool. And if we take a look at the back, again, there's even more magnets back here. Look at all the magnets on that side. That is pretty cool. So both of these cases are really nice, and like I mentioned before, they're made for a couple different people. One, if you're a minimalist and you like the feel of your iPad without a case on it, I would definitely recommend going with the MagEZ Case 2. And if you want some more protection as well as a little holder for your Apple Pencil Pro, I would definitely end up going with the MagEZ Folio 2. And again, if you guys want to pick any of these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I think for me, I'm more partial to the Folio 2 because I do like a little bit more protection for my iPad, but what do you guys think? Which one of these cases would you guys be picking up? Let me know in the comments below. I also do want to recommend that if you do happen to get the MagEZ Case 2, I would recommend putting on a tempered glass screen protector to protect your screen, as this does not have a cover for the front. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.